New York City's Mayor Zohran Mamdani says that his city-run grocery stores will not require ID at the door. Instead, he's offering city residents a membership card. All right, we're back with Barstool's Dave Portnoy. Let me get this right, Dave. Taxpayers are footing the bill, and anyone, even out-of-state people, can take advantage of the low prices at his grocery stores and the largesse of the New York City taxpayer. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, this one confused me because I did tweet about it, and I thought originally they said you'd need like a library type card, which to me, I assume you need an ID. How do you get the card? But then, of course, you open Pandora's box with the voting thing. So you got to, I think that's why they kind of reverse track. This is crazy to let anybody go. I will say, Stuart, I think this is going to be very successful, this grocery store, in the short term. It's kind of like when you open a new bar or a new restaurant. If you're not successful right when it opens, then you're never going to be successful. My question is what's going to happen a couple years down the road, and he may be long gone by the time we actually see how this thing pans out. So, yeah, if you're going to put, what is the number, 30 million? It's some astronomical amount of money into this. I think it's going to sort of be a mirage. I think taxpayers will make this work, and he's going to look how great communism, socialism is, and we're not going to, you can't judge it on the first 6 months. Like, I could run a great grocery store for 6 months if I have a $30 to $50 million budget and I'm cutting prices and don't care about so that to me is the bigger issue here. I think if he gets it off the ground, yeah, for 6 months, everyone's going to be like, a year, this thing's great. Talk to me in 2 years, talk to me 3 years when you're running an actual business and have to maintain it, because that's when it's going to be hard. So that's this to me is kind of like a publicity stunt of sorts.
Okay, next one. An antique shop in Nantucket seems to have had it with influencers. They put up a no influencers sign that went viral and sparked a big debate online. You're a Nantucket guy and you're an influencer. You got a lot to say about this.
Oh.
Have at it.
Stuart Varney just called me just a mere influencer. Stuart, I'm a businessman that happens to influence pizza amongst the many things that I do. But I sign the checks, Stuart. I sign the checks. As far as this influencer, there's all types of influencers in the world. There's people who influence food. There's people who influence makeup. There's people who influence all movie critics. Those are influencers. The type of influencers we don't want in Nantucket are the people who don't care about Nantucket, the community, the beauty of it. They just want to come here, make videos about themselves, and use Nantucket as a prop. We have no place for them. They should go to Montauk and the Hamptons where it's to be seen. You don't come to Nantucket to be seen. You come to be laid back, enjoy the most beautiful place on earth. So I firmly stand behind this sign. No influencers here. Now, if I'm in my backyard doing a tea by the sea, that's okay. I've been coming here for a long time. But yes, the trashy, ratchet influencers, go to the Hamptons, not Nantucket. We're an island for a reason, to keep the riffraff ashore.
The one thing about interviewing you, Dave, is that we always know exactly how you feel, exactly where you stand. There ain't no two ways about it. You're straight at it. So how about this one? I have to ask you about the stay-at-home boyfriend. We got this study. There's more women in the workforce than men, and we've been asking the question, what's wrong with men? What is wrong with men, if anything, Dave Portnoy?
I don't know if there's anything wrong with men. I mean, if your wife, girlfriend, whoever is making bank and you need somebody to stay home and watch the kids, dogs, I have no problem with that. I don't care if it's a male, female. I do think there's a hard work problem in the United States, especially with younger people, that they don't want to work hard and they don't want to scratch and claw for everything they earn. But I don't care if it's male, female. Listen. If my girlfriend was out there making $100 million and she said, Dave, I need you to stay home to take care of Miss Peaches and Pete the Beagle, sign me up.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one too, actually. Here's another one for you. Unmarried adults between the ages of 22 and 35 said that their biggest barrier to dating is money. All right, listen to what Outkick's Tommy Lahren had to say about that on the show yesterday. Roll it.
if you're going out and you're spending $30 on avocado toast and every day you have to get an iced coffee for $5, perhaps that's contributing to some of your financial problems. I don't think dating needs to be expensive. I think you prioritize things, and I think that you can do a lot of things for free or for less money. I understand things are tough out there.
Well, do you pay on a date?
Do I pay on a date? The second time I've been insulted by Stuart Varney on the show. Of course I pay on a date, Stuart. What kind of guy do I look like I am? Of course I pay for a date. You got to pay for the date if you can. But Tommy's right. There's plenty of dates. Listen, I've been not able to afford a hamburger when I started Barstool Sports. You come up with creative ways to go on dates. You go on picnics. You take a walk on the beach. You watch the sunset wherever you are. You don't need money. Now, money, you can do certain things, but since when is money what has anything to do with dating or love or relationships?
If I want to have a relationship with a young woman, heaven and earth, I'll move heaven and earth to make it happen. I don't care about the money. Isn't that the same in all upstanding, red-blooded Americans? You go get it.
Yeah. Maybe there's some women out there who just can't take no for an answer. He's not that into you. If a guy is saying, I can't date because I can't take you to a fancy restaurant, he don't like you. Wake up. This isn't a money issue. It's a you issue.
I think we've exhausted all of these subjects, but it's been great having you on the show. And you spent a long time with us today, and we really appreciate that. Thanks so much, Dave.
Yeah, I got the call. They said they need you for a long time. I go, whatever Stuart needs, I'm here.
Too much. Thanks for being with us, Dave. We'll see you again real soon. Good stuff.
All right. Bye, Stuart.